I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. It is Thursday evening here at 9 o'clock, and we have issued an 11 Alive Weather Impact Alert for Sunday. We've been telling you all week long about our chances for rain and the potential for storms here for your Sunday, and we're beginning to feel a little more confident, and yes, that we are going to see some impactful rain, heavy rain at times, thunder and lightning. It is still a conditional threat for severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has been including us in an outlook for some severe storms, but we will begin to feel a little more confident about that as we get new data coming in. High resolution data will begin coming in a little bit more during the day tomorrow, through the day on Saturday, and then of course on Sunday as well. So we're going to be fine-tuning this timeline as well as any potential impacts, but the way it looks right now, we're thinking more like about 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. That is when we should begin to see the line of showers and storms moving into West Georgia and Northwest Georgia. Then around lunchtime into Northwest Georgia, pushing through Northwest Georgia, approaching the metro Atlanta area lunchtime and after through the afternoon. And then by 7 o'clock, a lot of the heavier rain should be out of here, but we still may see some lingering showers still back behind that system. Right now, the main impacts for Sunday look to be pockets of heavy rain and the possibility of some gusty wind. We're not confident about a tornado risk right now. We'll begin to know a little bit more about that for now. As of for now, we're saying a low risk for tornadoes, but again, something we'll be watching. So really for now, here we are on a Thursday night. We just want you to stay alert and be aware that we have some of these potential storms moving in on Sunday. Stay with us every day as we get new model data in and we fine-tune that timing as well as some of the impacts. Now, this is all part of the same system that has been causing severe weather in the Midwest yesterday and today. And now I know that might kind of alarm you a little bit. By the time it gets here, we think these storms are going to be a lot weaker compared to what they were yesterday when we had hundreds of warnings issued for areas in the Midwest. So again, that's something we're going to be watching very closely as we go through the next couple of days. So here's a look at what we're watching tonight. More Midwest storms out there. Things are a little calmer tonight compared to what they were last night. We are protected by a big area of high pressure, and that is helping us to stay dry for now. We're going to stay dry not only now, but also Friday. Just a low risk for an isolated shower, but those storms won't be here yet. Saturday is also going to be dry. It's when that ridge of high pressure starts to break down that kind of opens the door for those storms out to the west to move in. But again, they won't be as strong for us as they have been out into the west. But what that high pressure is doing for us while it's on top of us is it is giving us some record heat. And we expect to break a record high here during the day on your Friday. Also, the Braves back in town on Friday. And if you're looking for a cool spring opening weekend, well, it's going to be a hot one. It's actually going to feel a little bit more like summertime out there for the Braves game on Friday. Now, it is a 7:15 game. At 6 o'clock, temperatures are still going to be around 85 degrees. We expect to top off at 87 tomorrow in the middle of the afternoon. Now, since this is an evening game tomorrow, it won't be, in the heat of the day, but still temperatures holding in the 80s for much of the game, maybe dropping down to about 79 degrees by about 9 o'clock. We expect a good coverage of clouds around. But mixing in with the sunshine at times until it sets at 8 o'clock, and then still just partly cloudy skies into the evening hours too. And if you're going to the other games for the weekend, know that on Saturday it's going to be another warm game. Temperatures still in the upper 80s in the afternoon, but then during the evening pretty much holding in the 80s. Sunday's game, that one's going to be a little iffy here as we're going to be watching those showers and some storms that'll be moving through. And it's also not going to be as hot as temperatures are going to be generally there in the 70s for that game on Sunday. Here is a look at what we're watching with your satellite and radar. I want you to take a close look at this here. We have been watching just a couple of showers over parts of North Georgia here, also a couple little showers there in West Georgia. This isn't really anything organized or strong. It is just a couple of spotty showers here and there. And really during the day tomorrow, we have a chance to see just a few of those spotty showers around. Only a 20% chance for that during the day on Friday. Here's the big system that we've been watching. Now, we have a very large tornado watch in effect. This one goes from southern Kentucky through much of Tennessee into northern Mississippi, and then another watch including parts of southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and parts of eastern Texas. And then around that, we have another severe thunderstorm watch, a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Earlier, we had a lot more severe thunderstorm warnings and even a few tornado warnings there too. But tonight, we're not seeing as many warnings there. There is a chance we could have some tonight for those areas to the west of us. But here in Atlanta, we're actually looking just fine, except for just a couple of those spotty showers, that southerly flow kind of kicking up some of that moisture, bringing in just a couple little showers here and there, but nothing major. Now, I know you're looking at this thinking, okay, if this is here now, does that mean it's going to be over us tomorrow? That answer is no. We still have high pressure sitting on top of us, and that high pressure is parked on us, and that means these storms and the rain are parked out to the west, and they're not going to be making it here anytime soon. For tonight, we have that large level 2 risk for severe storms, and if you were watching us early on 11 Alive News at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, we were talking about even a level 3 risk in parts of Arkansas for tonight, but the Storm Prediction Center has taken the level 3 risk out, still a level 2 risk, meaning there's the potential for some scattered strong storms there in those areas, especially where that color is yellow. Now tomorrow, we do have a level 4 risk for areas that had the strong storms yesterday. They may see them again tomorrow, a level 4 or 5 risk for parts of Arkansas back into Texas. Surrounding that is a level 3, then a level 2, and a small strip of a level 1 risk. But still for us, nothing like that to worry about. And then on Saturday, notice how the system starts coming a little bit more over to the east, but still not into our area on Saturday. We have a level 2 risk in parts of western Alabama, and then a larger level 3 risk for parts of Mississippi, also Arkansas, and into Louisiana. It is going to be in those areas to the west where the chances are a little more likely for some severe storms to take place. Once we get into Sunday, the Storm Prediction Center has placed us in an outlook for your Sunday afternoon and early evening for the potential for some stronger storms around. Now, again, this is just a long-range outlook. It's not a guarantee for severe weather. We're going to be fine-tuning timing and any potential impacts as it gets closer to us, and we'll hopefully know a little bit more here during the day on Thursday as more of that high-resolution data comes in. After getting up into the mid-80s today, we're still in the upper 70s here at 9 o'clock at night, 78 in Atlanta, 78 Duluth. Marietta, you're just a degree below 80 right now at 79. Most places mid to upper 70s here, and it's going to be a mild night overnight tonight, and then tomorrow morning we start off with temperatures around 67. A mixture of sunshine and clouds here during the day tomorrow, but only that 20% chance for an isolated shower. And look at this, we do top off, we think around 87 degrees. If we hit 87, that will be a record for tomorrow's date. So here's that high of 87. You see the record is 85 degrees. We expect to get to 87 again on Saturday, but we think that will be just below the record because the record for Saturday's date is 89 degrees. So here's what we're watching with the forecast track. You can see that southerly flow over us, those winds coming out of the south, and that's just been feeding in a little bit moisture. That's why we've had just a couple of those little isolated showers here and there. Tomorrow, you see a little bit of green showing up on the map. That's where we may have, again, just a 20% chance for an isolated shower to develop. And Saturday looks to stay dry too. That system to the west is still hanging out way to the west. So we just have more warm air on Saturday, mixture of sunshine and clouds. It will be on Sunday when we start to watch this system trying to move in. This is at 7 o'clock in the morning. Still dry here in Atlanta. Maybe a couple of showers in parts of North Georgia. And then that main line of rain with those storms will be over into Alabama, really just approaching the Birmingham area. Then once we get to the around the noontime hour, lunchtime, some showers in northwest Georgia, some of those trying to come into West Georgia, and then approaching the metro Atlanta area once we get into the afternoon hours. This is at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, this does not look as impressive as those storms out to the west, but still in this line, anywhere along it, we will have the potential for some brief heavy rain, some gusty winds, and again, we're not really seeing all the ingredients coming together for tornadoes right now. We're saying a low risk for a tornado, but we'll be fine-tuning that as we go through the next couple of days. So we talked about the record for Friday, just below the record on Saturday, and then as the rain comes in on Sunday, temperatures trend down to about 76 degrees for a high, and then after that, the front passes through, and it gets a lot cooler here heading into next week. We're talking about highs Monday and Tuesday only in the 60s. So average high for this time of year is right at around 70 degrees, 70 to 71 degrees, and we are way above that. We were way above that today. We're going to be even higher, more above that on Friday and Saturday. And then Monday and Tuesday, we're actually going to be below average temperatures as we move down into the 60s. So here's another look at what we're watching with that system getting closer to us here. Again, Saturday dry. You can see that activity coming in from the west. Now, this is later in the day on Sunday. Still some lingering showers around, the potential for a thunder shower around. That will move on out of here. A lower risk for a few showers on Monday at about 30%, and that would be earlier in the day. But behind that system, that's what's going to start ushering in that cooler air that we're going to be experiencing here during the day. And then Tuesday and into Wednesday next week, that cooler air stays with us with highs only in the 60s. So just because we're getting in the upper 80s here this week doesn't mean we're finished with the cold weather yet. We're also going to be watching the morning temperatures very closely. I think here in Atlanta, we'll only be getting down to around 40 degrees into like Tuesday morning next week, but there may be some places that get into the 30s, and we'll have to watch for any formation of frost. And of course, that's a big story if we do get some frost, because so many plants out there are budding. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about before we sign off is, guess what? We have an early outlook for hurricane season. And this is from Colorado State University. And I know that's kind of sounds weird that Colorado State is nowhere near the tropics, but their scientists there have a really a good track record of early forecasting for the hurricane season. And this just came out today, and they are forecasting slightly above average tropical activity here. So on average, we would have about 14 named storms. And this year, Colorado State is predicting that we would have 17. On average, we would have about 7 hurricanes, and the Colorado State is predicting that we would have 9. On average, we would have about 3 major hurricanes, and Colorado State is predicting that we would have 4 major hurricanes. So that's just slightly above the average. Now, compared to 2024, this forecast for this year, this forecast here is actually a little bit lower than what we had last year. So it might be that next year isn't going to be, or this coming season isn't going to be as active as what we had in 2024. Now, hurricane season begins on June 1st, and it will last through the end of November. Now, this is an early outlook. Don't get real caught up on these specific numbers. We really just kind of look for trends, and that trend is that it might be slightly above average this year. And even if it was below average, or even if those numbers were really low, it only takes one destructive storm to cause a lot of damage, not only on the coast, but also inland too. And we experienced that with Helene as well. And we mentioned last night that the National Hurricane Center and the World Meteorological Organization retired 3 of the names from last year. Beryl, also Helene, and Milton. Those 3 names are being retired from the list. So we'll never have another Hurricane Helene again. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook as we get ready to head through the end of the week and the weekend. There you see that red bar there on Sunday showing where we have a weather impact alert. Now, before we get to that weather impact alert, just know that we are going to have very warm days here on Friday and on Saturday. 87 degrees for a high on Friday. Then we'll see 87 degrees on Saturday. We have the low rain chance on Friday at 20%. And we do think we'll stay dry on Saturday. Then on Sunday, that's the weather impact alert as that line of storms will be moving in, at least giving us some rain and thunder and lightning. The severe weather threat is still kind of conditional right now. We'll be breaking that down more over the next couple of days. Then Monday, a 30% chance for showers, maybe a couple of showers lingering earlier in the day, and then the system will move on out of here. But remember, behind this system, behind the line of storms, it's with a cold front, and temperatures will be getting cooler behind it. We're talking about 65 for a high Monday, 62 Tuesday. It's Wednesday morning when in Atlanta we think we'll be at 40 degrees, maybe some 30s in the outlying areas, and we'll have to watch for any frost really on a couple of those mornings there. And then by Thursday, lows around 44 and highs around 67 degrees. So a lot of ups and downs still here for our area here in the springtime months. Keep it with us right here for the rest of the week and through the weekend as we fine-tune the timing and also potential impacts for any storms that could move in on Sunday.